Welcome to the archive. My name is Jason, the archivist adrift, and no time to rest. I just got done finishing up the video for John's book, JSS Brooklyn's book, and I'm working on the last book that I have for one of my friends here. This is Rich of Big Nasty Comics' book. This is a classic Vault of Horror book by EC Comics, and I believe it came out mid-50s, 1954. You know, on first sight, this book doesn't look that bad. You know, it's missing a little bit of color, and it needs a press, obviously. But when you really kind of look at it pretty close up, you start seeing that there's some major issues with it, with this tape and staple issue here. So if we can do a close-up here. So as you can see, we have tape all along the spine, and we have these weird kind of aftermarket staples that were inserted, and that's not good. Here's the back of the spine. Eventually the acids in this tape start kind of chewing away at the material underneath, and we don't want that to happen, obviously. And because these staples were put in so far in to the spine here, really makes it hard to flip through the book. Once we get to the centerfold, for instance, it doesn't really, you know, lie naturally, and it's kind of awkward. I'm assuming that the spine was beginning to split, and so this was the measure that the previous owner used in order to hold the thing together. I have worked with EC books with extensive tape before, and it's not fun. The material, the quality of the paper here is really, really thin, and the tape really sticks, and it's really hard to come off. I think even experts would have a really hard time getting this tape cleanly off without removing any of the graphics. But I'll do my best, work as slowly as I possibly can, and try not to remove hardly any, hopefully none, but famous last words, right? So the first thing I want to do, though, is I want to remove these staples in the back of the cover. I think those might have been original staples, but the paper is so brittle that they weren't doing much of a job, which is probably why it had a bazillion other staple holes in it. I'm going to do quite a bit of leaf casting and tear seals and paper reconditioning in order to put this book back together again. So as you can see, the spine is split all the way through. That's why it was taped together. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half, because working on each piece separately will be a lot easier than trying to take tape off the middle of it. I don't think this is going to be easy, though. Okay, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Okay, I went ahead and split the cover so that I could handle each side easier. The cover was already split. I split where the tape was holding it together is all. So I just split the tape. I want to remove the tape, of course, but this cover is extremely brittle. In fact, the whole book is really, really brittle. And so I feel that probably the best method is to reinforce the cover. That is, make the cover supple and non-brittle, and before I attack the tape. Because I think if I attack the tape as is, it's just going to cause a massive mess where I pull away a ton of color. So in order to do that, I went ahead and put this cover in my humidity tank overnight. So there's a little bit of moisture in the paper now. And I made up a paste thanks to Professor Peter at Experiments in Conservation. Made up a paste that's a combination of cellulose nanofibers, methyl cellulose, and nori rice paste. You can watch Professor Peter's channel on what cellulose nanofibers are, or what CNF is. But suffice to say, it has the ability to strengthen the fibers within the paper itself. It's reversible with water, so it's definitely within the realm of conservation. But I think what I want to do here is I want to strengthen the paper behind the tape, so that when I go to pull the tape off, the paper stays intact. And I probably should not be experimenting with someone else's book, but I have the ability right now to. This is brand new tech, so I think what I want to do is I'm going to experiment with this back part of the cover first. That way, if it turns out to be a complete loss or a complete failure, it won't be as noticeable as if I do the front cover. So I'm going to set this aside for now. I can't lay it flat because the tape is curling up the wrap. Well, I'll just have to press it flat as it dries. Go ahead and apply this adhesive to the back end here to hold the fibers together as well as I can. Go ahead and brush some methyl cellulose on the rest of the wrap here. Some watery methyl cellulose. Okay, I can't really tell if the methyl cellulose and the nanofibers did the job that I wanted it to, but I did dry this flat. And I think what I want to do is I want to heat up this tape to make the adhesive underneath it kind of activate it a little bit, so that when I apply some Bestine to it, maybe it'll have a better chance of kind of dissolving. So I'm just going to go ahead and heat this on low and see if that does anything. Okay, so I have no idea if that'll have any effect on this, but it can't hurt to try, right? I'm gonna let this soak in Bestine for about an hour, I think, if I can. Let it to just really absorb Maybe not an hour, maybe a half an hour. All right, I think I'm gonna cover this up with like saran wrap or something just to make sure that it doesn't evaporate, because Bestine typically evaporates pretty quickly. Okay, I let this sit for about 20 minutes. Okay, so this is the mess I'm kind of left with here. Here's the tape I was able to remove, and you know, did my best, but this paper was pretty rotted through, and there's only so much you can do. The good of this is that because this is the back of the cover, you know, when I go to leaf cast this, you're not really going to hopefully notice too much of the missing paper. One of the things I can say about this is that the tape was bent at the spine. It's just that seam along where the, how do I explain this? So look at this tape, for instance. How the tape was bending around the back cover was that it was kind of pinching it at both sides. So no matter how cleanly I tried to remove the tape, you know, I was fighting tape on both sides of that paper. I know I'm not really explaining that very well, but essentially the fold in the tape was on the back cover. The tape on the front cover is pretty flat. So when I go to remove it, hopefully I won't have some of the same situations that I experienced with this back cover. I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry, and then I'll start on the front cover. All right. Okay, here we go. Rich, if this goes horribly wrong, I'm sorry, and I owe you a new Vault of Horror. Okay. All right. I don't think you can see anything, so I'm going to turn this off. And I can tell you that working on this is like working like a surgeon. It's very nerve-wracking. This is all the tape I removed. It's just everywhere. So that was fun. Okay, I've got this all lined up. Hopefully I can leaf cast it all back together again without issue, but we'll see. I had just enough pulp to lay down the spine. I'm making up more material right now, but hopefully I won't need it. I'm gonna go ahead and blot this and then dry it under some pressure. Okay. Okay, the wrap's been blotted dry, and let's see how it came out. Okay, so I might have mismeasured on the cover wrap. It seems like it's a little short. The leaf cast on it was really close. So it kind of sucks if I'm gonna have to redo this. I did make up a new batch, but yeah, what I would have to do is essentially recut it along the seam and then bring it out a little bit. This first wrap split. All the wraps are extremely brittle. So I hit them up with betaine and glycerin. I made up some more pulp just for this wrap. Okay, so I added some cellulose nanofibrils to my pulp. It should make the seam a little bit stronger even than what I have with methyl cellulose. So again, borrowing ideas from people like Professor Peter Olachi at Experiments in Conservation. Okay, I'm finalizing up on the last two wraps. This book was really hard, way more fragile than I expected it to be. Just bending a corner would break off a piece, and it's still, even after I've treated it as well as I can, it's still, it's more supple and less breakable, I guess, but it's still pretty tender, and I have to be really careful with how I'm just handling the paper. I'm going to go ahead and do a gelatin sizing to this as well. I wasn't going to originally, but so far it seems to be able to handle a lot of punishment that I've been doing to it. So let's hope I can get away with this and not have any issues. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll flip it over and I'll do the other side. Okay, I've sort of skipped ahead a little bit here. I went ahead and installed staples and everything off camera. Really wrestled with this thing. So let's see how it came out on the press. This one side. Oh man. I've never seen this happen before, but all the pages stuck to one another on the inside of the book. All right, I'm gonna have to turn off the camera just to figure out what to do next. I've absolutely ruined the book. The front cover, and the first page looks fine, but every wrap has massive tears pages stuck together. I've never seen anything like this before. Everything's fused. And I can't even take out the cardboard I used, the backing board. Because everything's fused together. The only thing I can think of is that I'm using a new press that I'm not used to. And I'm using new chemicals that I've never experimented with before. The CNF, the cellulose nanofibrils. And it's resulted in a book that is just absolutely wrecked. I got this backing board stuck to the back cover here and I can't remove it. The only thing I can think to do is getting a new set of interior wraps and seeing if I can salvage the cover somehow and putting it back together again that way. Well, here's the end result. The wraps were literally fused to the backing board, and no amount of moisture would remove it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Rich another copy, a different copy than this one, and I'm gonna pull this thing apart and put it back together again